Welcome back to I've Got Something to Tell You with Tayler and
Colleen.
We are recording remotely again today, and we can't see each other, and it's really weird.
It is weird, but
I feel like I just have to put that out there.
Yeah.
So when you're listening to this, just know we can't see each other.
Well, they can't see us either, so cool.
That is true. Good point.
Yeah.
So anyway, I feel like I say this every single time, but I feel like I haven't seen you in forever.
Well, you
and
still
now
can't
I literally
see me.
can't see you.
Yeah.
I know. But yeah, so anything new you need to update me on? That you need to update me on?
What's new? I feel like I've just been watching a lot of, not anything new and exciting, but are you caught up on all the Bravo stuff?
I am. I'm caught up on, Summer House, Beverly Hills. What else is on? There's one more, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Southern Charm, but that just ended. Or wait. Actually, I think they might have one. Yeah.
The reunions, yeah. Craig is such a scumbag.
Oh my God. Wait, did you watch the most recent reunion?
Yeah, I think I'm completely caught up.
Okay, I was a little disappointed with Madison. I was just like, can you stop defending Craig?
Yeah, I feel like she has a weird allegiance to the guys on the show. But then, I don't know. She's a weird one for me.
She puts them in their place, except for Craig right now. And I feel like, he's a grown-ass man yelling at women aggressively. There's enough Craig defenders online.
He doesn't need...
just let him have it in this reunion. Let people go after him. He deserves it.
Yeah, like I said, I feel like she has, a weird allegiance to some of the guys. Because, she'll weirdly defend them sometimes, but then sometimes she'll, absolutely bite their heads off.
Yeah. So weird. So I was a little surprised because I was waiting for her to say something. Then when she did, I was really disappointed.
Is it because it's Sally, though, you think? It's Sally, right?
Why she's defending him?
Yeah, do you think she just doesn't like Sally?
So I don't know. It's hard to tell because during the show, it kind of seemed like she liked her. Like she came with her to her ultrasound and stuff. But then I don't know.
Yeah.
I really can't tell sides, I guess, with her.
Yeah.
Or maybe she doesn't take sides. Maybe she's just kind of watching everything unravel and is I'm happy at my house with my baby and my husband. I don't have to worry about any of this shit.
True. I mean, most of her stuff this season really was she sussed she always calls it though. She'll be like, I think she has a thing for so-and-so or whatever.
Yeah.
But most of her stuff was I'm just pregnant. So don't fuck with me.
Yeah, exactly. I know. I feel like what I got from her is kind of what you said. She says things that need to be said, but she doesn't really take a side though. So it's I feel like with Austin's girlfriend at the time when she told her that Sally, it's kind of she just dropped the bomb, then walked away.
Yeah.
Which I felt so bad for his girlfriend at the time.
Oh yeah. And then he's sorry, we can move on from this topic, but he annoys me so much because he goes on these talk shows or on their reunion and he'll be well, I don't want to talk about it because I want to be respectful to Audrey or Aubrey or I forget her name, but
yeah,
it's okay, but you didn't want to show her any respect when you were in a relationship and saying how you didn't want to be in a relationship and clearly flirting with other women. How about that kind of respect? Just the common decency of treating a person that you're in a relationship with kindly, just a little bit. But now all of a sudden you're defending her.
Yeah. All these guys on this show are allergic to accountability.
Okay, but then they use certain they use a lot of like therapy talk, which also really bothers me. They'll be like, well, I just really want to take accountability for this. And I'm like, just saying you're taking accountability isn't actually taking accountability, because you're still going to go do it. Yeah. Like, you're still going to go do the same thing and then just be like, well, I would like to take accountability for my actions that I'm probably going to several.
They're like, just so you guys know, I'm taking accountability, so I'm safe.
No.
It's like, no, you actually got to implement that into your life and be better.
What, Tayler? What?
I know, mind-blowing concept. And so moving on from Southern Charm, because we got a couple more to cover. I'm sorry, but Beverly Hills is so boring.
It's so boring.
It's so boring. I feel like it's been the same storyline, like Dorit and Kyle, for the last 3 seasons. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like, if they're friends or not.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, honestly, you guys are divorced. I got it.
Wild take, fire all of them and recast, because I
100% agree with you.
Like, I know everybody likes Bose. I don't think she's coming off great this season. Like, I still like her, but I just don't think she's coming off well. And so, like, all of them, I'm just over.
I 100% agree with you. I was feeling the exact same way. And I feel like, I mean, I'm not a big Sutton fan, but I feel like she kind of called it too with like the Bose thing. Like, nobody wants to disagree with her because, I mean, I feel like she's really well spoken. She's like boss lady. And like you said, I still really like her, but she's not coming across great this season. So I don't know. I almost like kind of felt bad for Amanda I'm like, nobody likes her. I just feel like at this point, it's like, I mean, I don't really like her either, but I do feel like they're being kind of mean to her.
I agree. And I think that's what's going to be a problem is like, I think she's going to end up like they're making her the victim. Like, as annoying as she is, and she is annoying, I'm starting to feel bad for her because I'm just like, okay, like leave her alone. Like, she clearly can't go up against you guys. Like, let her like bury herself, like stop picking on her, because now I feel bad for her and I don't want to.
Yeah, I know. And I feel like we've talked about this before, but like, I'm not a big fan of her, but I mean, she's part of the storyline this season because nobody else is interesting. They're all so boring. And so like, they don't want to talk about their own lives because it's boring. So they're like, let's take this girl who talks about manifesting because and who can't explain her own business, which agreed, she can't. But it's like, I kind of feel like in a way she's carrying the season because she's the only one they can talk about.
True. Very true. Well, and like, I feel like all of them are just so, and I've said this before, but like, I hate when the housewives become like super self-aware because they know what to do and what not to do on camera. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Kyle very much knows that she's creating a storyline for herself with this stuff with Dorit. Dorit probably is aware that Kyle is creating a storyline with her and is annoyed with it. That's what it's coming down to, is why they're fighting. And so it's just like
has nothing and tried to insert herself in it.
Yeah. Erica is go girl, give us nothing at this point.
And Kathy just existing makes me laugh. So I think she's a great add-on. And I really like Jennifer Tilly too.
I love Jennifer Tilly.
Like I feel like they could keep a few and like switch up the ones that just like don't bring anything. Like,
yeah, let's make the friends of the main cast at this point.
Yeah, exactly. They really do need to do a recast.
Yeah. It was funny though, because I was watching it and my Kyle came down and he was like, Jennifer Tilly's on the Housewives.
I think Seb did the same thing when I first started watching it when she was on. He's like, is that Jennifer Tilly? I love that you know that though.
Yeah. I didn't know. I mean, like, I would recognize her as like, oh, she's, you know, from something, but I don't think I would have ever known her by name. Is that bad? Do I sound
No, I didn't know who she was, but I'm also not a horror movie person, and that's what she's known for. So, and I think probably the same with you. But my friend like Anissa knew who she was.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, one more Bravo show and then we'll move on.
Yeah.
Summer House. Are you caught up?
Yeah, but I am going to say it's just sad to me now to watch. Like,
it's disturbing. The Kyle and Amanda.
Yeah. Sorry. It's just like weird to say when we do a true crime and paranormal podcast, but it's too dark for me.
Well, it's like okay, so I feel that way about like The Valley, and I think we talked about that too, where it's like it's just not fun to watch. It's like miserable couples that don't like each other.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I feel like that comes off kind of disturbing too, like especially when Jax was in it, because I'm like, we're literally watching somebody get emotionally
abused,
verbally abused, and then Kyle just like, I don't know, it's crazy how he's like the victim, or he makes himself the victim, and everyone, I don't know, it's hard to watch.
Yeah, I will say I've had my ups and downs with West. I am obsessed with him now. Like, obsessed. Like, I watch his TikToks all the time. I think he is so funny. And then in this last episode, when it was like, I think maybe it wasn't this last episode. I think it was the episode before the most recent, where like Kyle is like full on like berating Amanda. And like West goes in and like steps in on it. But then he was on Watch What Happens Live. And like, because I guess he didn't hear all of the conversation, and like you can see in the show, he kind of walks away at some point, and that's when Kyle calls Amanda an effing B word. And West was like, I'm not an angry dude, but like I'm pretty even keeled. But he goes, if I had heard that, you better believe that that would have been an entirely different situation. And I was like, good answer.
Seriously, because it's just like the guys need to step in. The women obviously always have her back, but I feel like they all need to step in, because like that's not okay.
It's absolutely not okay. And I appreciate them not doing like a boys club kind of thing.
Oh yeah, no, that's Southern charm.
Yeah.
Thank God they don't do. I mean, yeah,
they kind of do sometimes, but
I feel like it hasn't really gotten to this point before that I could remember. So I don't know, but yeah, I agree with you. It is a little dark. I'm still watching, but
yeah.
Okay, sorry, one more, because that just reminded me, but have you been watching The Secret Life of Mormon Wives?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Because that got pretty dark too, like worse than like the last season, and it's just bad. It's really bad. But anyway, we probably talked enough about reality TV.
Yeah.
Unless you have any more takes you want to tell me.
I feel like we need to move on.
Alrighty. So I know you said you're really excited to tell me your story.
Okay.
So who wants to go first? I am good with whatever.
I'm good with whatever.
Okay.
Do you want me to go first?
Do you want to go first? I don't care.
I'll go first. I feel like whenever you ask me, it's because you want me to go first.
I swear right now, I actually don't have a preference. So you go first, because you're really excited.
I am really excited. And I think you're going to like this one. I will say, I told Kyle, well, never mind. I'm just going to go ahead and start my story.
Okay.
All right, Tayler, I've got something to tell you. And this one is very twisty and turny. So get ready. And that's all I'm going to tell you. But I was like, because even if I do tell you what this is, you're not going to know what it is anyway. So
I'm glad you know that now.
Yeah. I stopped asking. So I'm just going to tell. All right. So this case starts in Oklahoma in April of 1990. It's late at night and 3 men are driving down the freeway when they see what looks like debris on the side of the road. As they get closer, they realize it's not just debris on the side of the road, it's a woman. She's lying off to the side in the dirt, barely breathing, with groceries scattered around her, and the guys assume she's been hit by a car. So they call for help, and she's rushed to Presbyterian Hospital in Oklahoma City. At the hospital, doctors see that she has a massive injury at the base of her skull. She also has severe bruising on her body, as well as scratches across her chest. So one of the doctors makes a comment about how even though they are treating her as a car accident patient, and she is in very bad shape, and she definitely needs immediate surgeries, but that in comparison to what they normally would see from people hit by cars, she is not exhibiting the same extreme injuries that would be kind of expected. They also are able to identify her as Tanya Hughes, and that she has a husband. So police contact her husband, Clarence Hughes, and he says Tanya is 20 years old. He says they're staying at a nearby Motel 6 with their little boy, Michael. He says she went out late to get groceries and must have been struck by a car on the way back. So the police are like, tragic, but it tracks. They also find out Tanya works as an exotic dancer, and Clarence, Tanya's husband, does end up calling some of her coworkers, who were some of her closest friends, to tell them that Tanya is in the hospital in severe shape, but that none of them are allowed to visit her. Now, sadly, Tanya does not survive. She ends up passing away. Being the good friends that they are, though, the girls Tanya worked with want to get in touch with Tanya's mom, because this will be important. They never trusted Clarence or liked him, so they don't think he'll be reaching out to Tanya's family. They track down Tanya's mother. They make the call. They tell her they're so sorry, but Tanya has passed away. This is our first twist, because the woman that they get in touch with, that they believe is Tanya's mom, is like, what are you talking about? My daughter Tanya died years ago. She passed away when she was 18 months old. I said,
what?
Dun, dun, dun. So while they are finding out Tanya isn't really Tanya, Clarence has also taken the son Michael to the state and told them Michael needs to be immediately put into foster care. So what the heck is going on? And before I can answer that, I have to tell you another story. So now this one takes place in North Carolina in 1974. So previous story was in Oklahoma City in 1990, but now 1974, North Carolina. Sandra Frances Bradenberg is going through a hard time. She's a single mother with 4 kids. The oldest is Suzanne, followed by Allison, Amy, and her youngest son is Philip. Sandra is struggling financially and is at a point where she might lose her kids. While at church one day, she's breaking down, and a man named Brandon Williams approaches her to comfort her. They end up hitting it off and start to date. Brandon helps Sandra out financially, and after a month of dating, they end up getting married, and Brandon is now the father of her 4 children. One day, Brandon asks Sandra to go to the store, and she does, and is promptly arrested at the store for writing bad checks. She is sentenced to 30 days in jail.
Damn.
While she serves her time, the children are under the supervision of Brandon. When Sandra gets out, Brandon, as well as her children, are nowhere to be found. Her house has been completely vacated. Literally nothing is left behind. So Sandra is eventually able to track down her 2 middle daughters, Allison and Amy, who were turned over to a local church social services program. She tries to file kidnapping charges against Brandon for her daughter Suzanne and son Philip, but the police tell her that legally speaking, because Brandon is the stepfather, he has every right to take the children. 70s law for you. You can steal kids, but if you write bad checks, straight to jail.
That is insane. So,
what happened to the kids and Brandon? Before I answer that for you, I have to tell you another story.
A story within a story within a story.
I'm telling you, this is one of the most insane things I've ever researched. So I'm very excited to tell you about it. Okay. It really is going to be, yeah, okay. So now we're in Forest Park, Georgia, mid 1980s. And there's this girl in high school named Sharon Marshall. And by all accounts, Sharon is that girl. She's beautiful, she's smart, and like not regular smart. She is insanely smart. She's the kind of girl everyone remembers because she seems like she has this huge future ahead of her. She's talking about aerospace engineering. She wants to work in that world, and everyone around her is like, oh, she is going places. So everybody loves her. She's popular, kind, and just seems to have it all together. Now, Sharon is being raised by her single father, Warren Marshall. And the sad part of the story is that Sharon tells people her father is single because her mother was killed after getting hit by a truck on a bridge. So, like, they don't talk about her much, and he's not interested in remarrying after losing his wife. So, Sharon's father also has a reputation for being really overbearing, like weirdly overbearing. Sharon basically goes to school and goes home. She's not like allowed to talk on the phone, which for a high school girl, nightmare. Also, her friends start to pick up on the fact that there's just like something off about the dynamic between Sharon and her father. Nothing they can like really put their finger on, but it's just like a little uncomfortable. Then there's the yearbook photos. Now, I believe it was for like, you remember how like seniors got these like pages where families could like dedicate a page to them? So families would choose, they choose photos and messages, and everybody else's parents are picking like adorable baby pictures or like the awkward childhood funny pictures. Warren, for Sharon, picks this glamour style, almost sexy photo.
Ew.
And everybody's like, what dad would choose
like,
that?
Not the vibe.
No. Missed the mark, sir. And so then one day, Sharon calls one of her close friends, Jenny Fisher, and she says, I'm pregnant. Now, Jenny is immediately like, what are you talking about? Because Sharon is basically a homebody and obviously not allowed to date, let alone be alone with a boy. So how exactly is Sharon pregnant? And Sharon is super calm about it. She basically says she's going to keep the baby and she's going to be a mom, and that's that. And the friend is trying to process what she's hearing because the math here is not mathing. She's like, but you wanted to be an aerospace engineer. What the hell are you talking about? And Sharon, this is going to be creepy, says, Daddy won't allow that. I hate it.
Ew.
Yeah. Ugh.
Hate that.
Queasy.
Hate that so much.
Hate that for all of us. Then Sharon tells her friend that she and her father are going to move to Arizona so that Sharon can have her baby. Now,
Arizona? Just kidding.
Arizona? Now, what happened to Sharon and her baby and her father, Warren Marshall? To answer that, I have to tell you another story. 1994, Choctaw, Oklahoma. Remember Tanya Hughes and her son, Michael, husband Clarence, right? Remember them? Top of the story? For 4 years, Michael has been placed in foster care. Michael is 6 years old and has been living with his foster parents, who absolutely adored him, and they decided that they were going to legally adopt him. They enrolled him in a school that he loved, and it honestly was turning out to just be a lovely life for Michael. But in 1994, Clarence Hughes decides he wants Michael back. So he steals a truck, drives to Michael's school in the stolen truck. Hint, you're going to want to remember the truck. And walks into the school with a gun. He goes straight to the principal's office and forces the principal at gunpoint to take him to Michael's classroom, then forces both the principal and Michael into that stolen truck, drives out to a rural area, handcuffs the principal to a tree, and disappears with Michael. The news of the kidnapping hits the media outlets, and it's basically like dead mother Tanya Hughes' son, So they're showing pictures of Tanya, Mike and Michael. So they're saying, Michael, kidnapped by father. If anyone has any information, please contact authorities immediately. So one evening, Jenny Fisher, Sharon Marshall's friend, who she had told she was pregnant. Remember? Okay.
Yeah.
So Jenny is watching the news and she sees Tanya's picture and she's like, that's Sharon.
What?
So she's obviously devastated to see her friend has died, but she's also extremely confused because that is most definitely her friend Sharon on her TV that they're calling Tanya. So she calls authorities and they confirm that this woman, Tanya, is in fact the Sharon that Jenny went to high school with. Like, she pulls out old pictures of them together and they're like, yep, that's definitely Sharon. So then they show Jenny the picture of Clarence, Tanya's husband, and Jenny is mortified because Clarence is in fact Warren Marshall, Sharon's father.
Sick.
Yes. So I should have also told you there is a documentary about this and Jenny is in it. And when she reveals the husband was the father, she is like, they told me they were married. And I was like, no, that's her father. Like, it's insane. So if he's her father, this man changed their names and married his own daughter. But wait, there is more. North Carolina in 1974, Brandon Williams married Sandra Frances Bradenberg, and he took her 4 kids. She got 2 back, but couldn't find the oldest, Suzanne, and her youngest, Philip. Remember? Okay, cool. Because Tanya/Sharon is Suzanne. And Clarence/Warren is Brandon Williams. And Clarence, Warren, and Brandon are not this man's real name. This is crazy. Okay.
I'm like, why so many names?
So
I know you're going to tell me.
Yeah. His real name is Franklin Delano. We're going to get it out. Franklin Delano Floyd. So let's just digest this because of how insane this story is and this absolute monster that we're dealing with. This man, Franklin, meets a struggling single mother at church, marries her, waits for her to go to jail, steals 2 of her children, changes everybody's name, and raises Suzanne as his daughter, then gets her pregnant, moves her, and then decides no longer daughter, now wife.
Ew.
Yes.
Jeez.
The baby Sharon was pregnant in high school is Michael. The same Michael that Franklin/Clarence/Warren/Brandon has just now kidnapped from school in 1994.
What the heck?
Yes. So, but now, from now on, we're just going to call him Franklin or Frank.
Yeah.
Michael is so Michael. Yes. That's why I was like,
but I got it now. I'm following.
Okay. Michael is Michael. Tanya/Sharon is just going to be Suzanne moving forward. Okay.
Okay.
So while this story is insane, it is also extremely tragic because after Franklin kidnaps Michael from school, Michael is never seen again. This is where it goes to just evil because after the 1994 Michael kidnapping, Franklin is captured 2 days later in Louisville, Kentucky. But when police ask where Michael is, he refuses to tell them. For years, he gives different stories, weird hints, like little breadcrumbs, but never anything real. At one point, he basically says he put Michael somewhere no one would ever find him, which is just sick. Now, before we close out this monster story, quick question. Do you remember that truck I told you to remember?
Yes.
The one Franklin stole to kidnap Michael? Fantastic. Kansas, 1995. A mechanic has just purchased a truck from a police auction. He's doing maintenance on it, and between the truck bed and top of the gas tank, he finds an envelope. When he opens the envelope, he is horrified. There are pictures of a young girl as young as the age of 4 in sexually explicit poses.
Yeah.
There are 97 photos of this girl. The same girl throughout her whole life. That girl is Suzanne. So Franklin had not only stolen this poor young girl, probably murdered her, took her son, but he had been sexually abusing her and documenting it from the age of 4 years old.
So gross.
It's disgusting. The photos of Suzanne were not the only photos. There was another woman. Who was she, you might ask? To answer that, I have to tell you another story. Florida, 1989. Cheryl Ann Camesso disappears and is missing until her remains are found by a landscaper in an area of Interstate 275. Her cause of death was a beating and 2 gunshot wounds to the head. Her murderer was never identified until Kansas, 1995. A mechanic has purchased a truck from a police auction. He's doing maintenance on it, and between the truck bed and top of the gas tank, he finds an envelope. When he opens the envelope, he is horrified. Inside the envelope, amongst those photos of Suzanne, are that of an unidentified woman who is bound and severely beaten. Frank Delano Floyd had been a person of interest in the disappearance of and subsequent murder of Cheryl Ann Camesso, but due to lack of evidence, he was never charged until these photos. So in 2002, Franklin Delano Floyd was convicted of Cheryl Camesso's murder and sentenced to death. In 2014, he's sentenced to death. Doesn't mean they automatically just kill him right there. So just keep in mind that. In 2014, he finally admitted that he had killed Michael. Suzanne's death was ultimately ruled as a hit and run, and I could not find if this man was ever charged with what he did to Suzanne, because he had clearly kidnapped her and abused her severely for her entire life.
Yeah.
But when I looked at his sentences, he was only sentenced or charged and sentenced for the murder of Cheryl and the kidnapping of Michael and the death of Michael.
Oh.
So, and remember the doctor said she doesn't look like a car hit her. She definitely looks bruised and
staged.
Yeah. So I think he killed her. I think he staged it for sure.
I agree.
And I don't really care if I put shame on this man's name. He's put shame on himself for doing what he did. This absolute disgusting human.
Yeah.
So on January 23, 2023, at the age of 79, Franklin died of natural causes on death row. Now, do you remember Philip, the youngest son of Suzanne's mother?
Oh, yeah.
The other child that disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
So, at least we have one good thing in here. Philip was raised as Stephen Patterson, and he came forward in 2019. He had actually been adopted. So Franklin just wanted Suzanne. He put Philip into the system. Philip got adopted and raised as under the name Stephen Patterson. And he came forward in 2019 after his adoptive father died because his adoptive mother finally told him his original last name and the circumstances of how she got him. DNA testing in 2020 confirmed that he was Sandra's missing son. Sandra got to be reunited with him, even though it was decades later. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What a crazy thing to find out, though.
I know. But yeah, that is the insane case of Suzanne, Sharon, Tanya, and the absolute scumbag, Franklin Delano Floyd.
Wait, so quick question.
Yes.
Michael was Tanya's son, right?
Yes. By
Okay,
Franklin.
I got it. Okay. No, I get it.
Well,
now.
No. Actually, I missed something. So Franklin became obsessed with getting Michael back because he actually found out that it wasn't his son. that Suzanne had actually had an affair with another man when she was Sharon.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. And so once he found out that Michael wasn't his son, he freaked out, and that's when he became obsessed with getting him back.
That's insane.
Yeah.
What a psycho.
It's a wild story. Yep.
No, that's crazy.
I can't believe it's real. Like, that's what's nuts to me. And then the photos, sorry, absolute nightmare if you found photos like that, like in this truck, that in your car that you're just fixing up, you know?
No, but to like have your mom like go to jail and this psycho's in charge of you, and like she was dealing with that her entire life, like that's crazy.
Well, and the whole thing too is like he came into Sandra's life when she thought she was going to lose her kids. Like that was her biggest fear. And then he took her kids away. Like he was like, no, I'll help you. Like we're going to get through this together. And then he took her kids.
Ugh, terrible.
It's horrifying. But this is one of the most like twisty, turny stories I like ever read about. So
yeah, all the names.
I know. Sorry if I like went too fast with that, but I felt like I really had to make sure I explained who was who and how they were all intertwined. Okay.
No, I don't think you went too fast. I think I honestly think it's me not being able to see you. I don't know why it makes a difference, but I'm like, I feel like I'm listening so hard right now. I'm like, okay, I should have a notebook. It makes a difference. Don't ask me how, it does.
I think it's like, because I would be able to like show you with my hands of like, this person is this, you know?
I feel like you would also see my face because I feel like to you, I'm really easy to read. So you know, I'm like not
I'd be like, you don't know what I'm talking about right now.
Yeah, that's why I had to ask the question at the end. So I was like, wait, I wasn't sure if Michael was her son or was her brother or whatever, but
yeah,
I got it now.
Michael was her son. Cool. Well, just picked the most complicated story to confuse all of the listeners about.
I'm sure the listeners got it. I think it was just me. But it was a really good story.
Thanks. I was so excited about it.
No.
Anyways.
Super sad story, but a great twisted story, I guess you could say.
Super twisted.
Well, I'm kind of excited. No, I am excited to tell you my story too. So I feel like I always talk about this, but like I like the hauntings. I like the aliens, I like the cryptids and stuff, but I feel like my most favorite thing to talk about is Reddit stories.
Ooh.
So, and I kind of forgot about this one. Like I might have talked about this on like a short story one, but not like the full thing. So I am going to tell you about the Three Kings ritual. Have you heard of it?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, I used to read these all the time. But so it's an internet ritual that began circulating on forums and Reddit for the first one. The original one was 14 years ago. So it's been around for a while, and it's described as a way to access another dimension or communicate with the spirit world, but it's still not exactly clear who you're communicating with. And so this ritual, it requires very specific preparation. So if I know you're going to want to try this, so you might want to take notes.
No. Of what not to do? Yeah.
So, and I feel like this one is kind of creepy, but I'm going to be honest, like there's no way it'll ever happen to us because these instructions, there's a lot, and we
can't follow instructions.
We can barely set up this podcast.
We can barely do Google Meets. You want us to do a ritual? Are you kidding?
So you don't have to go to sleep scared tonight. Okay, so as I said, requires very specific preparation. You'll need a large, quiet room, preferably windowless or at least completely dark. In that room, you'll set up 3 chairs, one in the center facing north, and 2 others placed evenly to your left and your right, angled slightly towards you. And on those chairs, you have to put 2 large mirrors so that they face you slightly towards each other, just enough that so when you're sitting straight in your peripheral, you could see yourself in both of them in your peripheral, basically, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So in front of the center chair, place a bucket of water with a mug just out of reach. Behind the chair, set up a fan on low or medium setting. Then leave the room, turn off the lights, and keep the door open. Back in your bedroom, prepare for the night. Place a candle, a lighter, your phone, an alarm clock beside your bed, and set the alarm for 3:30 in the morning.
No.
You'll all need to sleep. What?
I said no.
No, I will not. And you'll also have to sleep holding something meaningful from your childhood, and this is meant to ground you throughout the night. So when the alarm goes off, don't turn on any lights. You have exactly 3 minutes to light your candle, grab your phone, and return to the room. If anything is off, the alarm didn't ring on time, your phone isn't charged, the door is closed, or the fan turned off on its own, it says to stop immediately and leave, no hesitation. If everything is as it should be in place, sit in the center chair, your quote unquote throne, and by 3:30 a.m., or sit in your throne by 3:30 a.m. if all goes well and nothing is out of place.
Wait, and I have to wake up at 3:30 and be in the room at 3:30?
No, you have to. So your alarm goes off at 3:30. You have to be in the chair by 3:30 a.m. with the candle lit and just everything ready to go.
No.
I didn't make the rules. I don't know why you only have 3 minutes, but you only got 3 minutes. I feel like I need 3 minutes just to get off the bed.
Yeah. There's no way. What am I, Usain Bolt? Are you kidding?
This is already impossible. Like, I will pull a muscle. So from that point on, you don't look at the mirrors or the candle. You sit still, facing forward into the darkness, protecting the candle flame with your body from the fan that's behind you. And you won't be alone for long. You stay here without moving until 4:34 a.m. During this time, you may experience something. You may hear things, feel a presence, maybe even be tempted to look behind you or look at one of the mirrors. But it says, don't do that no matter what. To make sure you come back, there are safeguards. A trusted person waits outside and must call your name at 4:34. If you don't respond, they call your phone. If that fails, they use the water, which I'm assuming they dump the bucket.
Yeah.
But they must never touch you. And if everything else fails, the object you brought with you is meant to guide you back. So the grounding object. And it says, lastly, every step matters. Half committing is the most dangerous thing you can do. So that was the, not like verbatim, but the original post from 14 years ago that this person posted. And I found a second one and it said that he was like, I didn't realize that was going to blow up. This is just something I do on my own. So this is on the No Sleep subreddit, but they created their own free subreddit so you could read tons of stories on this. I picked 6 stories. It sounds like a lot, but they're really short. So let's get into those. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So, Reddit story number 1. He said the hardest part at first wasn't fear, it was boredom. Sitting alone in the dark at 3 a.m., staring into nothing, trying not to look at the mirrors, it felt more like a test of patience than anything paranormal. For a while, nothing happened, and he started to feel stupid for even trying it. But after what felt like a long stretch of silence, he noticed something small in the mirror to his right. At first, it looked like his reflection had shifted slightly, like maybe he had moved without realizing it. But when he paid closer attention, it didn't match him exactly. The movement lagged just enough to feel wrong. He froze, focusing on keeping his body completely still. And that's when the reflection moved again, this time without him moving at all. The shape behind him looked darker than it should have been, like a shadow that didn't belong to anything in the room. He tried to ignore it, telling himself it was just his eyes playing tricks on him. But the longer he sat there, the more defined it became. Eventually, he realized it didn't look like him at all anymore. It looked like someone else was sitting behind him, slightly hunched, just outside of direct view. He said the fear didn't hit him all at once. It built slowly like a pressure in his chest until it became impossible to ignore. He never turned around, but he ended the ritual early, turning on the lights and refusing to look back at the mirrors. Even after everything looked normal again, he couldn't shake the feeling that the reflection had been watching him long before he noticed it. Which, hate that.
Yeah, don't like that.
Yeah. Okay, moving on to Reddit story number 2. She followed the instructions exactly, setting everything up in her living room and starting just after 3 in the morning. At first, it felt uneventful, just quiet and uncomfortable, but after a while, she started to feel like she wasn't alone. It wasn't something she could see right away. It was more like a presence, like the feeling you get when someone is standing too close behind you, not touching you, but like you can feel them. I know, I feel like we've talked about that feeling before.
Yeah.
She kept her eyes forward, trying to stay calm, but then she heard something. It was faint at first, like a soft sound behind her, almost like someone shifting their weight. She told herself it was the house settling, but then it happened again, a little louder this time, followed by what sounded like a whisper. She couldn't make out the words, just the voice, low and close enough to make her skin crawl. Every instinct in her body told her to turn around, to check, to confirm there's nothing there, but she remembered the rule and forced herself to stay still. Which, so creepy that whatever presence is there is trying to be like, break the rule, turn around.
Ew.
But that's when she saw movement in the mirrors in her peripheral. The shapes weren't clear, but they were there, standing behind her chair, just outside of her direct line of sight. She said it felt like whatever it was wanted her to break the rules, like it was trying to get her attention on purpose. Oh my God. I just scared myself.
Oh no.
Because like in my peripheral, I saw something move and I didn't realize it was my shadow, but I was like, oh my God.
You're like, it's weird. I'm sitting in a room with 3 chairs and a bucket of water and 2 mirrors.
As we speak. That was scary. Okay. Anyway, the moment she felt the urge to turn around became overwhelming. She ended it, standing up, turning on the lights. She never looked behind her in the dark, and she never tried the ritual again, convinced that whatever was there had been waiting for her to react.
Which that.
You think. And I also feel like we're always like, well, what do you expect to happen? But then I feel like it's like you wanted something to happen. But then I feel like when we did the spirit box, like it was kind of the same energy where like, let's see what happens. And then something happened. And we're like, oh my God.
No. Stop it. Don't do the things we wanted you to do.
The ghosts were like, you asked.
You called us.
We're literally wasting our energy on this spirit box right now. Okay, story number 3. He went into it skeptical, mostly expecting to sit in dark and freak himself out, as we all do.
That's a lot of commitment to be a skeptic on something.
No, okay, that's what I thought too, because this is like, you literally have to wake up in the middle of the night for this shit. Yeah. And it's so much stuff.
It's so much stuff. Like the preparation.
I could never. Like that. I know, I'm just like trying to imagine it. And it's just like, I would never do that.
I'd be snoozing.
We would 100% be snoozing. I'm getting up to sit in front of a fan.
I will say I have to work at 4:30 tomorrow and had to set my alarm. Oh.
I mean, so you are halfway there. Just want to wake up a little earlier.
I've done one step of the ritual, which is set an alarm.
You like set an alarm. You're like, not even for the right time, but I set it.
Yeah. So that's as committed as I am to this ritual, as I will set an alarm. Maybe for the time that it's supposed to go, maybe not.
I mean, I have my phone. Is that part of one? I said you have to have your phone.
Have a bowl of water in the house. It's my dog's, but
they're like, hey.
Hey, that's the dog water, not the ritual water, okay?
We're like halfway there.
Between the two of us, we've got 50% what's needed for this.
50 or 20%.
15%.
Maybe one. Your phone's like never charged either.
I know. That was the other thing when you said, like, if your phone dies, I'm like, literally always dies.
The ritual's immediately over.
I have several like portable chargers that also are not charged because
I know this. I've given you chargers and they just disappear into the abyss.
I don't know where they go. The universe doesn't want me to be communicated with.
I think your car is like a portal because I feel like you say you leave it in your car and then it just disappears.
Truthfully, it is.
But anyway, so back to this guy on Reddit. Because he actually was committed. Although he says he's a skeptic. So he set everything up exactly how the ritual described and started just after 3 a.m. For a while, nothing happened, and he actually started to relax a little bit, thinking it wasn't going to work, as they all do, once again. But after sitting there long enough, he noticed the mirrors looked different, like they were darker than the rest of the room. He avoided looking directly, but in his peripheral vision, something started to take shape behind him. It wasn't clear at first, just a vague outline, but it stayed there, steady and unmoving. And at some point, without really thinking about it, and not like the rest of the people, he spoke. Which,
idiot.
Actually, I know, I don't think I included this in the rules, but it said don't interact with anything either. Like, just to like stay quiet.
I thought you said that you have to stay quiet.
Oh, okay. So he asked a simple question out loud, something like, is someone there? The moment the words left his mouth, he said the atmosphere shifted immediately. The candle flickered hard, and the shape in the mirror seemed like it leaned closer.
Ew.
Like, almost like, I know. Just the fact that you could see it, like, in the mirror behind you. It's just like, yuck, I don't like that.
Yeah, I really don't like that.
So then he heard it, a response. It wasn't loud and not aggressive, but clear enough to understand. A voice low and right behind him, answering with a single word. So in this Reddit, he said that he was too afraid to write what the word was again. Like, it freaked him out. So I don't know what the actual word was that it said.
I was going to ask you not to tell me, so I appreciate this leaving that detail out.
I know, and I'm over here like, what was it?
Kudos to this guy.
So after whatever word that was, that's when he ended it. He stood up, turned on the lights, didn't look back. But what stuck with him wasn't just seeing something. It was the realization that whatever was there had just responded directly. Like, he just was not expecting that.
You know what I would have said if I was the spirit or whatever? I would have been like, you a skeptic now?
Who's a skeptic now?
Are you committed?
You. If I was that spirit, I'd pull him into the mirror.
Well,
take you for a ride. Okay. Too much. All
right.
What are you going to do with those mirrors? Okay, I blame, again, not being able to see you. Okay, next Reddit story. She said the ritual itself wasn't the scariest part. It was what happened at the very end. During the session, she noticed the usual things people describe: the shadows forming in the mirrors, the feeling of being watched, the sense that something was standing behind her. It was unsettling, but she held it together and followed the rules, keeping her eyes forward and not reacting too much. After a while, she decided to end it. She stood up, turned on the lights, and everything immediately looked normal again. The mirrors reflected the room exactly as they should, and the feeling in the air disappeared. She felt relieved, honestly, like she had just scared herself for no reason. But as she was cleaning up, she glanced into one of the mirrors directly, and for a split second, she saw herself sitting in the chair.
No.
I know. Not standing where she actually was, but still facing forward into the dark, completely still. She turned back immediately and the chair was empty, and when she looked at the mirror again, it was normal. She never found an explanation for that moment, but she said it felt like part of her hadn't left when she stood up, like something had stayed behind in that place.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
Yeah, that one creeped me out. Okay. Story number 5. He followed the rules carefully, especially the one about not turning around. He had read enough stories to know that was the one people emphasized the most. The first part of the ritual was uneventful, just silence, the candle flickering, and growing discomfort of sitting in the dark. And then he heard it, a single knock. It came from behind him, sharp and clear, like someone had tapped on the wall or the back of the chair. He froze instantly, trying to convince himself it was something in the house settling, but then it happened again. Another knock, slightly louder this time, followed by a pause that felt intentional. He said what made it worse was the timing. It didn't feel random, it felt like a response, like something was trying to get his attention. The urge to turn around hit him hard, almost automatic, like his body wanted to react before his mind could stop it. He still didn't turn, but he felt like it was getting more and more harder not to. But in the mirrors, he could see movement now, something shifting behind him in sync with the sounds. The third knock came, louder than the first, and that's when he broke. He stood up immediately, ending the ritual and turning on the lights without ever looking behind him in the dark. Afterward, he checked the entire room. There was nothing there, no loose objects, no explanation for the sound, but he said the knocks didn't feel like noise, they felt deliberate. And our last story. He didn't notice anything extreme during the ritual itself, which almost made it worse. There were small things, shadows in the mirrors, the feeling of being watched, but nothing that made him panic. Eventually, he ended it properly, turned on the lights, and felt relieved that nothing major had happened. It wasn't until later that night that things changed. He was in bed trying to fall asleep when he got that feeling again, the one from earlier, like someone was in the room with him.
I hate that.
I know, like just sensing like a presence in the room.
Yeah.
At first, he ignored it, assuming his mind was just replaying the experience, but then he heard movement, faint but distinct, coming from somewhere near the corner of the room. He opened his eyes and looked. He didn't see anything, but the feeling didn't go away. Over the next few nights, it kept happening, the same sensation, the same awareness he wasn't alone, even though nothing was visibly there. He said it wasn't constant and came and went, but it was always strongest at night when everything was quiet. And he said what bothered him most was that it felt familiar. Not like something new had appeared, but like something from the night had stayed with him, out of sight. Eventually it faded, but he never tried anything like that again. Not because of what he saw during the ritual, but what happened after that. And my theory, which I feel like is kind of obvious, but I mean, I feel like it's like opening a portal or something. Like you're invited in. Like, you're doing a ritual.
It's freaking mirrors. Mirrors are portals.
Yeah, and the fact that they're like facing each other, which
you're not supposed to do that.
You're not supposed to do that. There was this other story I read. There's so many of them, so I had to like narrow it down to 6. But someone had done it, and they actually had the person that was like waiting outside the door, because I don't think any of these people did. And they said that they kept trying to get their attention. Like, the person outside the door kept trying to get the person in the ritual's attention. And it was almost like they would respond and they're like, I'm fine. But then when he finally came to it, he didn't remember saying that.
Oh, no.
Like, it was almost like he was like in a trance or something. Or I know one of the original things they said is that it could also be like access to another dimension. Maybe your mind's going somewhere else. I don't know. But
I don't know.
I've never done it and I never will. So
yeah. I think we've made it pretty clear we can't follow instructions and or wake up early. So
it's funny because it's like that was literally the first thing I thought. I was like, we don't even have to be afraid. Like, we can't even accidentally do this.
Yeah. We can't just fall into doing a ritual.
But that is the story of the 3 kings. And if anyone likes that, there's plenty more on Reddit. So look them up. Or if you have your own stories, send them to us. I want to hear them.
Yeah. At igsttystories@gmail.com.
Hell yeah. Or you can DM them or comment them to us on social media at
IGSTTYpod. And we're on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
Go us. That was smooth.
Thanks. Nice. I love that we ruined it though. I mean, like,
I know. As I was saying that, I was like, shut up.
We're immediately like, we did something right. Acknowledge it.
I know. I'm like, I literally could have acknowledged that later, and I was like, we never do that. So, and we can't even see each other.
We can't even high five.
Nobody knows we can't see each other if I haven't mentioned it 95 times throughout this episode. Anyway, you guys should also, if you haven't already, rate, review, and subscribe to us. It helps so much.
It really does. And then also we have, if you're in the Phoenix area, we have a live show on April 12th at Bottle Shop 48 in Tempe, and we're excited because we're doing like a Sunday Scaries theme. So that'll be fun. And I think, Tayler, do you have that post? We have that on Meetup too. Yeah.
You can find the information on our Instagram, or you can find it at the Meetup app, whichever one. But we hope to see you guys there.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think that wraps up this episode. So
this is the You Can't See Us this is the John Cena episode. Can't see.
Okay, bye.
Bye.